And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 211. So I hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you guys have a great weekend as well. And in this episode of the MSK show, just in a little bit, we are going to be covering two topics for tonight's show: Marvel Comics canceling the newest ongoing Deadpool series and ending it at 15 issues, only to relaunch it with a all-new number one with a completely stupid idea. That's all Marvel Comics can do. Kill, relaunch, renumber, rinse, wash, repeat. And then we're going to be talking about Thunderbolts box office projections. So basically, when I was about to head off on my trip for the F&T Geeks and Gamers Las Vegas 2025 meetup, the Thunderbolts box office projections actually came out. And yeah, it's about what we expected it to be. We didn't say it was going to be a bad movie. I don't think it's going to be as awful as the other recent MCU releases. What I personally think is that it's going to be rather kind of like in that vein of like, okay, this is kind of okay, and you're kind of happy you saw it, kind of thing. I mean, I hope, right? And then people were asking like, why are the numbers for this so low, guys? I know we're always going to kind of reiterate this over the years with these shows. You can't just do every single underrated character, because the reason why they're underrated is because they're probably just not that interesting. I know, shocker, right? Not every character is interesting to the point where like the villains they interact with are interesting, the storylines they have are interesting. It's just not a thing constantly. I don't know where that comes from. Like, you guys saw like maybe a few examples of it work, and you're like, okay, so since it worked a few times, it must always work, right? It's like, no, that would be kind of like the thing called exception to the rule, Like, you're going to have some hits for, rather underappreciated, underrated properties, but Marvel Comics and even like the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, is just not in that position right now. They don't have the liberties and the creative freedom to do all these random underknown characters and think that they could just grab the same audience like they did when they were in their prime. When they were in their prime, they could do that because they had already built up a semblance of multiple movies of goodwill with the fans. I'm not saying all of them are good. I think there's some stinkers in there too in the first three phases, obviously, but people trusted them enough to the point where they would give their money to practically most of their movies, honestly. They just actually kind of like grew over time. So they're not in that spot where they can just basically do like, I don't know, man. Good Lord. Let's just say they made an Inhumans movie in 2028. The box office projection for that would be even lower than this, because no one thinks they can even pull off. The thing that everyone latches onto them was that they took a bunch of underknown characters and made them household names. Yeah, they haven't been able to do that in a very long time. That's actually not been a narrative for them in a very, very long time, despite it being the original narrative that a lot of people attach to the MCU. And I'd still argue, if you didn't know who Captain America or Hulk were, you're fucking retarded, honestly, in my opinion. Like, who didn't know who Captain America was? Who didn't know who Hulk?
This is the same mistake the first Suicide Squad movie made, was that they take a bunch of unknown characters and then they put them up against a villain that's like a Avenger level threat. Like, we know Sentry took on the Hulk, fist for fist, so it's like, to have this whole thing, like, I don't know why you need to bring in the Sentry with a Thunderbolts movie. I don't know why the Thunderbolts are like, I would rather see the Thunderbolts taking on like Omega Red and maybe some Russian style mutant villains or something along those lines. Even Baron Zemo, something, but it just giving them this level of event. Like, if you have a guy who's a shadow, who's like shadow blasting people, it's like, what, we don't have any of the big team is available. Well, technically, I think only Hulk is available, and he's like one. Well, no, Hulk has two arms now, so he's fixed from She-Hulk. So it's like, I don't know. The movie, I want it to be good. I want that funny. I like the actors in it. But at the same time, though, it seems like this is just set themselves for failure. Like, you don't bring up B characters and try to expect $1 billion movie. You should make a movie. James Gunn's Suicide Squad made a movie that fit the characters and fit had a budget that fit,
Yeah, and
and
that
it worked
movie
out much
felt
better.
the effects of basically the time period we were in that small pocket
Yeah,
time we had to go through with like Warner Brothers do it like releasing all their entire slate theatrical and on video. Like I tell people this, it's not that you can't do it. Marvel is just not in the place to do it. You know,
yeah,
it can. I do agree with people that if you have the right person behind it, it can happen. But even that falls under some sort of fairy tale notion. Guys, there are a lot of right people for projects like that just outright fail. I don't know why people think just because you put a right person on it and that's going to be subjective no matter who you ask that particular question to. It's like the question that you like talk to people about. It's like just ask like 10 people on the street. You know, people do those little microphone interviews with like girls who say the most retarded shit. Ask people on the streets walking, what is your idea of the character of Superman? And every person, I guarantee you, will give you a different answer based off their own life experience. Okay. And that's with the really popular character. Superman's like obviously one of the most biggest icons who ever exist, obviously. Now, you can't do that with someone who's rather unknown. So you have to kind of take a different avenue in building them up. Well, you're going to need someone that is able to kind of put them in a position that is going to be marketable and attractable to the casual person. They haven't put right people on anything in the last damn fucking hell. Like even John Watts when he had his Spider-Man movie success because he did Homecoming, which I don't think is good at all. You have Far From Home. That movie stinks. That movie's atrociously bad. And you have No Way Home. He only really hit it at park with No Way Home. You know, I'd argue that's was kind of treated better in Civil War when he first debuted with the Russo brothers. Like, who are the best directors Marvel's hired in like the last 9 years? Like the Russo brothers, that's been their household name. And even they did. What's crazy is that they didn't even consider them for the Avengers movies to think about, even though they were always passionate about doing it. Every interview, they would say, if Marvel asked you to come back and do movies, you do them right there. Like, yeah, we come back. Yeah. I'd imagine that it took literally Robert Downey Jr. getting hired to be like, I want them to do my movie.
Yeah. And Marvel needs to make movies for the characters. Like Captain America should be a spy thriller. Iron Man should be some kind of tech kind of threat, or to have him taking on a real 10 rings or something along those lines. The problem is Marvel's trying to hit grand slams every movie now because they've had so many failures. It comes to the point where it's like, we need a win, and they get so desperate for that win they start putting all their chips on characters that are not designed or not popular enough to do that with. Unless you're going to start introducing new characters, like why haven't we introduced Nova about a young kid with this galactic power? And then you can even address how the Nova Corps has been destroyed by Thanos, and now he's like helping rebuild that, another kind of space fantasy line. Instead, they're just ham-fisting these characters, trying to build up it, and no one cares about them. They took all of the crappy villains from the last, like all of the post Endgame projects, and we don't care. I don't care about Ghost. I don't care about their gender swap Taskmaster. I like U.S. Agent because I like the actor, and I like
Yelena's character's actress Florence Pugh is very entertaining.
I love her.
Entertaining actress.
She can carry a movie by herself. I like
Red Guardians, a trope we've seen in like how many movies? Just the fat, overweight guy who just jokes and laughs at everything. That's really just kind of his character. He's kind of like that. People will call that character the heart of the movie. Generally, if you can do that character justice, like people are the only reason why, guys. Do you know why it's crazy to me that people even think what Thunderbolts is? This is the idea that we care that Ghost is gonna die, guys. That character was absolutely terrible in that Ant-Man movie. Like, there are some bad movies in those first 3 phases, specifically that Ant-Man and the Wasp sequel to the first Ant-Man movie. The first Ant-Man movie, solid, underrated MCU movie. I think it's very, very well put together for an MCU movie.
Yeah.
That sequel is actually terrible, and that villain is also shit. Why do I give any fucks about a villain that was that ass? He was not good.
I can care less about Taskmaster.
That was
they
even
completely
worse.
ruined that character. So it's like, Yeah, I don't
And
I don't
I mean,
really
Sebastian
care.
Stan, could he be a big draw? Like I mean, I don't know. That's
I don't think so. I don't think this
yeah, it's
movie
just
has
not
the draw
there.
power. Florence Pugh is kind of who they're putting the front runner on it, and the newest trailer looked a little bit more promising. But at the same time, though, I don't have I don't want to pay for it unless I have to like review it. That's the only really reason I would go watch it in theaters is if we were going to review it or something. Like if I had my own choice, I'll just wait till it shows up on Netflix in like 4 months and I'll just watch it on there. Like I don't know. It just doesn't really. And I could be wrong. I mean, I did read a couple early reviews where they said it was the best MCU has done since Endgame, but I don't know if that's real or if that's shill. Disney has so many paid shills right now. Like I want to be a paid Disney shill. I'll tell people that Thunderbolts is great for money. That I won't have to work at a gas station anymore. I'll just be all like, watch Thunderbolts. It looks like the best thing ever. Have you seen the trailer? It looks awesome. See Disney? Give me money.
So before we get into talking about, you know, going more, I guess, more in depth with Thunderbolts and their box office projections based off the last MCU movies, we're going to talk a little bit about what ended up happening. So you guys knew this because we talked about it on quite a few of the episodes that we do together. Was that basically Warren in 1 week of April went out to his basically a con convention where you can booth at a table if you're a indie comic book creator, if you can get in, and you just kind of like, you know, you do the whole car salesman thing. You just kind of sell your
Yeah.
book to the people, you know? And then basically that would lead us into the week after because basically Warren was gone. And then the week after I had the F&T meetup, which is always in April in Vegas, right? So this is the first show we've done in what, like basically 2.5 weeks at this
Yeah,
point.
I missed it the whole time. I was just thinking, hoping. I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah, good Lord. So I'll have you go first. So what ended up happening at your table? Anything big, anything special you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, I had a blast. It was my first convention. It was really cool to being around other comic book creators like myself who are putting books out and grinding it out. I made a lot of new friends. I got to meet Per Berg, also known as Narwhal, who's doing the artwork for the Vatican City book that Mark Miller's writing. Also, it's already been optioned to buy Netflix, so that was interesting. I got to hang out with him because our tables are right next to each other, so we got to bullshit a lot. I got to meet this couple, Patty and Mike Pereza. They're animators for Disney, and they worked like on DuckTales, Darkwing Duck. Like this guy was the guy that they would come say, okay, we want to do a duck uh, superhero kind of character. Give us a pitch, and then he would go and do artwork for the pitch. Like originally, Darkwing Duck was going to be a Double O Duck, and he was the guy who kind of designed the costume and the setup, and they worked on a lot of famous big movies and stuff like that. So that was really cool meeting them. I got to make some connections, and I had a lot of fun. It was Port Angeles is a beautiful little city, and I am already planning to go back there next year for the SquatchCon. This time next year. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cyfax, what's up, man? Yeah, I did end up meeting Cyfax in real life. That guy is, you know, we talk about like throwing hands in the streets. I'm not throwing hands with that guy ever in the street. Y'all buff that guy is. I'm not even kidding. If that guy was a bouncer at a club, we're not fighting anything. Everyone's gonna behave. But no, it was cool meeting Cyfax. He is definitely a white guy, and he can also confirm that I'm a white black man, you know. Also, no, guys, Cyfax's friend DA was not there. He's on vacation in Japan. I did meet Chris Gore again. I've met Chris Gore like about 3 times at this point. You know, got a nice batch of follows on Twitter. Got a lot of decent one-on-one setup with a couple of big names in the space actually. But it was T was there. I did talk to T. I forgot to get a picture with him, but I did talk to him. And I was saying some wild ratchet shit on his stream. Hopefully he didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, so is this
was
like
awesome.
a little mini Rippaverse Con meetup?
No. It has nothing to do with Eric at all. Eric does his own things.
Okay.
So Eric does like Dallas Fan Expo. Eric's stuff is usually MegaCon. Geeks and Gamers and F&T, they do like Vegas. They do like fucking hell. Which is the other one? They do Florida sometimes, actually. Like you just basically go, you RSVP in advance, which is free. You just put out people you want to go down with you, or you just go yourself. And then they just have an event for about a good, I mean, the year before, there was like 3, just basically just bar hopping every night, which is fine. It's crazy. But then you also had well, this year they only got they didn't have the same bar. They had the Millennium Fan Bar. They had it for another private event. That's like VIP stuff that your boy's not that popular to get invited. It's fine. But they had to get another bar, which is they only had access to it for about a good 7 to 11. How many hours? That's like what, 5 hours, 6 hours roughly. So this one's not 24/7. You basically just leave after it's over. I would prefer if it's at Gold Spike, which is a massive bar with a huge like outside court. You can play cornhole. You can do like some basketball thing. It's fantastic. Like the outside is great. The inside of Gold Spike is cool. There's like couches and a whole like cool like man cave vibe going on there with arcade. And oh my God, it's great. I wish they could have it at Gold Spike next year, which is like next to the Oasis. Please do that. That'd be amazing. Because like it feels so crammed in some of these bars that they go to. But yeah. I tell people I'm a decent size, and so many people were like, "Yeah, this bigger in person." Like the camera, people have used the notion that the camera adds 10 pounds. The camera lessens 10 pounds from that guy. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be like, "Man, that guy was actually pretty buff." Good Lord, man. Now it made me feel self-conscious. Like, damn, I have to work out more harder now. I usually go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in a while, but I'm gonna make sure I go to the gym like about 3 times a week. But Sci-Fax said he was heading out in the morning. So this is your last night in Vegas. So you'll be heading out in the morning. If you, do choose to slide by to my city, which you would be driving through regardless because we're straight through Vegas, just let me know what you're trying to do. If you want to come visit me when you pass my city. So just message me if you want to do that. What else is there? We had so many people that I met. I'm not even done posting pictures, honestly.
You met one of the Sorska sisters. Right?
Yeah. Her sister, because people asked like where was the other one? Jen just said she couldn't make it. She had to stay home. And that's because they have a second dog. They have the big Rottweiler. That's because it's an intimidation factor to people. Yeah, no one's gonna be walking to anybody with a Rottweiler that huge. I think it's
Rottweilers mean.
Yeah, especially one that big. That thing is just literally gigantic. So they have a smaller dog, which is for the other sister. So they had to stay back. They probably didn't want to just pay for like the amount of money you'd have to keep them in like one of those dog homes, those dog daycares that people have.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Gary. I was the last person to see Gary because I've already met Gary. We already took a few pictures. He remembered who I was. So I was like, you know what? Everyone else can meet Gary first. Let them have their time. I'll just go and meet Gary last. Gary wasn't done talking to people till like 11:20. Actually, he was there literally since it began all the way until it was over essentially. And then, God, so many people to meet and talk to. Kata was there. Kata's a short black king. He's a short king. I saw that man's literally 5 feet tall. Oh my God. Atreus was there. Most people you remember were there. The people that didn't go, if you were fans of Geeks and Gamers, was Jeremy, Kristen Nova, Epic Mike, Madam Savvy. The Brazilian guy's definitely not going to go. The guy that did the Infantry intro, he obviously wouldn't be going. That's Brazil to Vegas. Oh my God, that'd be fucking insane amount of money for a trip. And yeah, Jeremy was there last year. I don't know why he wasn't there this year. Ryan Cannell was there. It's always fun to talk to that guy. Moxie Dame, do you know who that is? She was there. Oh goodness. Diabolical Souls, he was there. Angry Badger. Leon was, my God, someone gave Leon an inward pass, and he was just we were talking to him when he was drunk, and he was like, "What's up, my in?" I was like, "Whoa, this guy's wild. This guy's insane."
Sounds like you had fun though, man. That's awesome.
No, it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Kata's 5-0 with the confidence of a yeah. Kata is like that short black DJ you see at a club that mixes the hottest fucking bars. But good God. Okay, and like who else was there? No, that's pretty much it. The usual people that I talked to were there. Like I talked to Iron Selena. We talked a lot. Holy shit. Vaughn Coleman. we talked quite a bit. Theo, Drunken Emerald Arrow was there. Oh, good lord! Pretty much everyone from like Irons, group was there. Actually, Green Hair Anti-Liberal met her again. She was cool. We went to a One Piece cafe. There's an actual legit One Piece
cafe in Vegas.
I didn't know that. Yeah, in Vegas there's a One Piece cafe. Apparently, One Piece is so big you can just have restaurants for stuff like that now. One Piece is that big. They didn't sell manga there, which I thought would be you just would sell manga there if you had a One Piece cafe. But no, they sold like One Piece related items like devil fruit, like let's say toys. You just call them.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. They had like
they would have at least like a couple box sets there or something.
Yeah, there wasn't even the omnibuses, which sell very well actually. Yeah. But the food was pretty cool. I just got 3 orders of fries, and I probably shouldn't have did that. And I
ate terribly during my trip. I was like fast food every day. It was so bad.
Good lord, we had Hot Top, like one of those places where you just kind of make your own food. You know how you put the bowl on the burner and it just kind of boils the food. I thought that was kind of overrated in my opinion, but it was $30 all you can eat, so it was like, might as well, But I like the One Piece cafe. It was great. I took my fries to go, like in one of those to go plates. I don't know. I think someone threw it away. You bastards! You son of, whoever did that, you're a bastard. But no, it was great doing that. Jeez, what else did we do? We hung out and just talked to the bar most of the time. My goodness, the Coke that I got at the second bar for the meetup was just flat and disgusting. I don't know who made that, but that was made out of garbage. The Coke at Gold Spike was good actually. That one I enjoyed. Then you had the strip club stories.
You're getting some Coca?
Oh no, the regular Coke. No, not the white people stuff.
So you're having some fun.
Hell yeah. No. Then there's a strip club story that I can't tell you guys until I'll tell the chats first. I told them how I was going to tell them first. So the strip club stories will be out there. Oh God, what? And I didn't fold in front of naked women. I promise you. We went to that today. Actually, it was cool. But if it was on the strip, I'd be even more. Yeah, like I thought it would be a whole lot bigger, but it's just it's in a small confined space. But no, they did a very great job. You know how like in the One Piece anime, they have all the characters in bounty. You walk in, every character part of the main crew's bounty is in this like big like 8x4 portrait. Looks cool as hell. It's actually really cool. I'm surprised they didn't sell the actual books.
They need an anime themed casino. Like a Going Merry in the lobby.
You would need to be the only biggest animes in there. Because like One Piece is gigantic. That's why you can do like a One Piece related themed cafe where it's interesting enough to people to go out there and like support it. But if you had one based off Naruto, it could work. Bleach probably could work. Like obviously
like every floor, it's like I'm on the Jujutsu Kaisen floor, and it's like all Jujutsu Kaisen artwork, and then you go up one more, it's Naruto, and then.
So, in fact, are you getting laid tonight? Because he said he had to go deliver his rental car back at like 9:30 in the morning, our time. So that means that he has to leave very, very soon, actually. So he's just probably chilling in his hotel bed, just out cold. The first night we stood out until 6 in the morning. Went back to the hotel room, got lost. They had to call James because I forgot the room. I was so tired. I was dead, actually. Slept from 6:10. The moment I actually hit the bed, I was out. I slept from 6 all the way to like 10:30, checked out, went and hung out at the Oasis, and then we just had the rest of the day. So yeah, it was a great time. Always love doing it. Next year, I'll probably just end up just staying at the Oasis because that's where most of the converging happens, Like everyone usually converges in that bar to go out and do stuff together. So just from now on, I'll just go to that hotel and just stay there. And then just makes things a whole lot easier when trying to commute because you don't have to go to all these different hotels to, get people. Actually, I got lucky and hold my DualShock had an extra room. So I'm just chilling. Yeah, we didn't talk as much. We did not talk as much, but it's always next time. You gotta let them know that MSK would love to talk to them on a show, actually.
Heck yeah.
So what else is there? I think that's pretty much it, at least for the general, aspect of the meetup. I know a lot of you guys probably want us to go over the whole like female Silver Surfer. like all of us pretty much knew that was going to happen because it was already announced a while ago they were going to do it.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just them circling the drain.
at least they used a comic book character. I mean, it's a different universe, so they can say, well, listen, we'll bring in NORAD when they come over to our side, the 616 universe or whatever they want to call the main. So I mean, there's at least that. I mean, it's not like they just gender swapped the Silver Surfer, and I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, but I don't really understand why even do that. I will say though that it looked good. Some of the action scenes, I think she's a little bit nondescript though. I'd like it to be a little bit closer to the 2016. Was it 2006 11? The one that had Jessica Alba.
Oh no, that's the original two. Those are the first two. Yeah, those
those
two.
ones. They did a good job with the Silver Surfer in that one. But I have to say the rest of the movie looked better. This trailer looked better than the first one that came out. I'm still more excited for Superman. But I don't know. Like I don't have any faith in Marvel and Disney, so it's hard for me to be too optimistic. I'm just like, yeah, but it's probably gonna suck because that's all they do is make shitty stuff anymore. But
yeah, I was not the VIP for the party bus. People had a party bus. Yeah, I wasn't.
Oh,
yeah, they a certain group had their own like party bus going on. We were like, what the heck? I was like, you got to be pretty popular in a group to be able to get on one of those things. Syfax just has all the connections. Oh my god,
Syfax is popular.
God Lord, hi Sparkles. So don't worry, guys, we're black. No, wait, we're back actually, but no, like, because what I hate when Marvel keeps doing this is people start retroactively doing that revisionist history on like older shit. They're like, maybe the other two first Fantastic movies weren't that bad. You know what's really crazy when most people start talking about those things? They never actually mention the stories of those movies. It's always like the casting is always like, man, what they took from us versus what we got. It's like some of the castings in those older movies, they weren't bad. I always said the castings in those first two Fantastic Four movies were the best things they ever did. The castings were the best thing they did. Guys, nobody talks about the story. You probably don't remember it because it probably wasn't that good. And those two first Fantastic Four movies are literally not liked at all. Like the second one is considered one of the worst superhero movies ever made, still to this day, for what they did with Galactus. And you know, they actually had a real, to be fair to credit to that movie, they actually had a real Silver Surfer. Like, holy fucking shit, you know?
When those movies came out, that was pre-Iron Man. And it was post Raimi Spider-Man, which ended terrible, but the first two were good. And then you have, I remember when I watched them, they weren't great, but it was better than what we had gotten in the past. And at least we were getting something.
Despite the drama that happened. Remember the drama between Jessica Alba and that other, I forgot the guy's, I forgot Mr. Fantastic's actor's name in that movie, but I remember there was huge drama with that. I mean, like you had to be fair, it was crazy. You had the dysfunctionality of the family on screen and you had the dysfunctionality on the team and the actors. Oh, God.
Yeah, I thought Michael Chiklis's thing was great. But you're right, though. The storyline was terrible. The casting was okay, but Marvel does decent casting a lot of the times. It's story that's always been their weakest area is scripts, because I think they really underestimate. They underestimate the fan base, and they think they can just churn these things out. And they really do rush them. Too many people get involved. And that's what a lot leads to the downfall to a lot of these movies. Like James Gunn's new universe will probably start off good until it does good. And then you'll start seeing people interfering. And you might even, you'll know the warning signs when like James Gunn leaves or something along those lines, where it's like, oh, well, now they're going back to their old shit. Marvel, I don't know. It's like I see Well, there's 5 Yodas, Miss Sparkle. Can you find them all? But
There's 5 Yodas, man. Holy shit. You guys have a good night. Gotta pack up and figure out when to leave. Yeah, man. It was good seeing you, dude. Have a good night, man.
But I hope that this Fantastic Four movie does good. Some of the rumors I heard was that this movie will essentially their universe is going to die, and then they're going to end up in the regular MCU universe, probably through some kind of multiverse kind of deal. So who knows exactly? I don't know why all the extra steps, but I do like the idea of this kind of George Jetson retroverse world, and then they come over into the other world. I'm not big on the Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I was like, there's more actors in Hollywood.
What's crazy is like if you people remember about the whole Mr. Fantastic thing, John Krasinski was literally basically fan casted into the MCU because people always kind of envision him to be Mr. Fantastic. And it's not like I didn't like his performance. It was just more like they just treated him very, very bad in Multiverse of Madness. Why didn't they just keep John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic? It's just my kind of observation. It's like that was a kind of perfect fan casting for him. If you look at how the character looks and what the character would be doing on screen with his stretch powers and everything, Pedro Pascal does not fit that. What's crazy, man? And people keep saying, "Oh, a lot of these fans are racist because they don't," or like they're sexist. Guys, Mr. Fantastic is a white dude, and people were mad that another white dude is playing another white dude. How would that be considered racist?
Yeah.
I know no one brings it up for that one. That one is just not talked about. Fans didn't like Pedro Pascal getting casted as Reed Richards from the previous person who had the role, which was John Krasinski. Yeah, going from John Krasinski, even though he was treated poorly by the MCU in that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie, to Pedro Pascal, yeah, that's a pretty big fucking downgrade, in my opinion, honestly.
Well, maybe John Krasinski doesn't want to get into a 10-year Marvel deal either.
Yeah, because you'd have to be Mr. Fantastic in a lot of big movies. That's a pretty well-known group in Marvel, to the point where you'd be there a while. You'd be locked in.
He's going to play the Fantastic Four. They're going to be in a bunch of stuff, including the Avengers movies. So he might not have just wanted. Plus, too, Krasinski's doing a really good job directing. Like his Quiet Place movies were amazing.
Hold
on one second.
Is she being a wild lady again?
Yeah, she wants to burn all my Yodas down, I think.
Good Lord.
But there's many other actors that could have played it, so I don't know. I mean, from the trailer, he looks like he's probably going to be the weakest part of this movie, but who knows when it actually comes out.
Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, guys. Do you know why I generally don't cover like Star Wars stuff? Because I know in reality, most of it is just kind of empty air, because it's just Lucasfilm just saying shit to basically hype people up to talk about Star Wars again, to try to drive engagement. That's what they do. None of this is really real, in my opinion. I guarantee you, a couple years from now, you're gonna start hearing the rumors that the stuff is basically in limbo and post-production. It's not going that good.
They just had 2 big announcements recently.
I'll just go over Anna's tweet, actually. Oh Lord. I forgot Star Wars Celebrations is going on. Star Wars Celebration, day 1 announcement. Ryan Gosling movie. We already kind of knew that was going to happen a while ago. I mean, is it going to happen, or is it just announced? Because I put asterisks to all these announcements until they actually make the product.
Yeah, the director was announced. It's called Starfighter, and I don't know when they start filming, but I don't even know what it's about either. Is this what the Wonder Woman Patty Jenkins was going to do, and then now they've kind of changed it to Ryan Gosling project? I have no idea on that.
The one with that one guy who directed Dark Phoenix, Simon Kinberg. Is he the one directing the movie? It's Simon Kinberg's movie, right? Or is it a different guy's movie?
I think it's the guy who did Deadpool.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Sean Levy? That guy?
I think it's Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling for Starfighter. I'm not
Baby Yoda movie trailer. There's going to be a Baby Yoda movie.
That's the Mandalorian.
So Miss Sparkles will definitely go and watch that one. We know that's true. Oh, yeah. Okay. And a Darth Maul show.
Yeah. That's a new cartoon they're doing.
So they're gonna capitalize on one of their most popular characters, known as Darth Maul. Let's just say hypothetically in the year 2027, when it's probably gonna drop. And keep on asterisks of even if it is going to drop, because Star Wars stuff gets announced constantly and just never comes out. Shouldn't Darth Maul have been a priority like in these other batch of Disney Plus Star Wars shows that came out a while ago?
I agree. I'm wondering if this is like, okay, we know Kathleen Kennedy's leaving. We know they're having major trouble, and they've already taken off the Ray movie off the schedule. I'm wondering if this is about them just reshuffling, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we had these plans. It's all this stuff is garbage now. Shit, what can we do? Well, let's bring Sam Whitmire back, and we'll do adult animated series. And then we've got the Mandalorian movie, and then now we get this Sean Levy, Ryan Gosling Starfighter movie. And who knows what era that is? Who knows what that's about, or how if it ties in? I to me, when's the next Star Wars thing dropping? Like,
That's a good question as any, honestly.
Yeah, because we just had Skeleton Crew. Ahsoka's like 2 or 3 years away. The Mandalorian movie was like what, next year after?
Yeah.
Who knows when this Ryan Gosling movie will be? And
if ever.
Yeah, with the Darth Maul show, that might be in the next year, but it can't be. I mean, unless they've already, it's animated. So if they've been working on it for the last 2 years, it might be ready to go in a couple months. But if it's not, like if they haven't started working on it, that's 2-3 years away.
Yeah, they want the Darth. Okay, so let me just bring this other post up right here. So essentially, they want the Darth Maul animated show to drop in 2026.
Okay, so then we're not going to get that till next year. It's navigating life before the events of Star Wars Rebels. Oh, okay, so it's kind of between Clone Wars and Rebels before he gets,
okay.
Yeah, okay. I know they're bringing Sam Whitmire back, the guy who voiced him in Rebels.
One of those. Okay, so Anna said Baby Yoda movie trailer.
It's the Mandalorian Grogu. They showed another.
Oh, trailer. Yeah, that movie. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be. I initially thought it was going to be something separate from Mandalorian and Grogu, but no. Okay. Is there? Okay, no, that's not the Batman. Is Zoe Kravitz. So that's it. They are basically. So there's going to be no new main canon Star Wars movies. Actually, no new main canon Star Wars movies. We're going to get Darth Maul animated series, and we're going to be getting obviously Mandalorian and Grogu, and whatever Star Wars movie that takes place a couple years after Rise of Skywalker, which is going to have Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
So, today is Hayden Christensen's 44th birthday.
Andor is going to be the next thing that hits. That's right. Andor is the big thing coming up right now.
Oh, God.
Andor.
I know people, Hayden Christensen, people criticize his acting so hard in the prequels, and I do too. If you guys want to see him truly run that shit down, watch Jumper. You ever seen Jumper with Samuel Jackson and Rachel Bilson?
Yeah.
That's an awful
movie. The same age. That's good.
Didn't they end up dating? I think they ended up dating after the movie or whatever. Good Lord. Jumper.
He did a good job in the Obi-Wan series. I'm glad they brought him back. He also did good in Ahsoka too.
All right. So that's pretty much all that. Because the Star Wars, you just kind of, they never put anything out that is like, okay, it's actually going to come to fruition. So sometimes going over the announcements can seem kind of like useless when it comes to like a topic, because I know that some stuff we cover that may never come out, but I like to do it with the intention that I hope it will eventually come out. Star Wars announcements are basically, hey, here's this coming out. Is it ever going to come out? Maybe not, but we're just kind of going to announce it. It's like, all right, well, you're kind of jerking me off without actually finishing me off. Yeah, it's like if a girl just gave you a rapid hand job and just didn't finish you off. It's like, all right, that would be literally just kind of like a buzzkill, as the people used to say back in the day.
Probably just for stock and CEO people, like. They show a 5-year calendar, and then all of the stock rises because people have confidence in Disney, and then they would make their money, their stockholders money. But yeah, who knows? I need to win Powerball so I can buy Lucasfilm.
That would never. None of us can save Lucasfilm. These people are rotted to the core. Trying to find one thing really quickly before we do our first topic. Deadpool anniversary issue. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ, Marvel. Holy fucking shit, dude.
I haven't even read Deadpool. I know that his daughter took over a couple months back, but I don't even know what's going on with it now.
All right. We'll have our first topic here in just a moment. Eric July announcing Yair number 3. Just we just got Yair number 2, actually. Feels like it, honestly.
Prenuptial agreement, Miss Sparkles. Prenuptial agreement.
You will never, yes, win Powerball, and then I will have to trap you into a marriage and get half the money. So that proves that women are only with men for their money. That proves it right there. You're not beating the gold digger stereotype, honestly. And Warren lives in Washington. Why have you guys not met yet? What the hell? I don't know where she's at, but you're in Washington. You guys got to meet up and have some drinks, and she kind of rides your face when the night's over. I'm trying to get you laid, man. She was literally riding your state. Goodness.
We're gonna meet up. We've been talking.
Oh, good. Wow. No, I have plenty of women. It's crazy, man. People just don't believe when women are capable of bad things. I think that's the reason why those conversations usually go the way they do. Is because there's some guys out there that truly have watched so much movies and television that they truly believe women just don't have bad intentions. They truly believe women are literally just saints blasted from God to truly just never have anything bad ever that they think and do. There's actually malicious women. Guys like that truly exist because there have been, that's the joke right there. There's been so many instances where women have truly been awful pieces of literal shit.
But I've had women be very mean to me in the past. I'm 44. I know just how
been on the block a few times.
Yeah, I've played the game long enough. Everyone's an individual. I'm never gonna
It's because they were maybe raised by single mothers because single motherhood is through the roof. I think it's because if a guy gets raised by a single mother, I noticed that he generally feels that way. But if a guy is raised by a mom and a dad, when they have both balances, because I feel like being raised by a single mom, you kind of look at women differently from through her eyes, and you just think they're innocent, can't get wrong. Guys like that truly believe that. But hey, what do I know?
Well,
what's up, Sam? And you believe you have the secret to the universe? No. How did you grab what I just said and you thought that? I'm pretty sure you're using cognitive dissonance. Look that up, actually. You probably don't even know what that means. But look up what cognitive dissonance is. You just displayed it. Bro, you are so socially blind you wouldn't know what a real woman. I've pending what I just saw this past 2 days, I know what a real woman is. And she was doing some very freaky things to me. But please enlighten me about how women are just God's gift to planet Earth, even though they have some of the worst statistics known to man and almost everything. But no, you enlighten me. Single motherhood is through the roof. So, they prop that on society because they don't know how to choose men. But nevertheless, people like that just don't believe women are bad. They generally believe women are literally God's gift to Earth. And it's like, all right, man, if you have your eyes open with things like that, if you truly believe that, then I don't even believe you're in living life. Because if you truly believe just specifically one gender can't do bad things, then I don't know how to help you. You're just not living. You're not even living in reality. Like, why? It's like discussing things with a moron. It's like, do you live objective reality? Because if you don't, then us talking don't make no sense because you don't actually understand anything. You're talking from it has to be movies and television that ruin people's brains. They truly actually think that. Oh God. So what else is there? That's like okay, so we might go see Sinners. I know Ryan Coogler's Sinners movie dropped. We'll probably end up not revealing. Oh my goodness. We'll probably end up reviewing that when we do our show on Thursday. So we'll get back to doing comic book reviews. I'm not done. We're not doing them. So next Thursday on the 24th, we're gonna end up reviewing Ryan Coogler's newest movie, Sinners. If I can go watch it, I'll let Warren know a few days in advance. If I can't, I'm just gonna look up showtimes for it.
That's a vampire Deep South Prohibition era.
They're calling it an American period action horror film.
Okay, God. Yeah, it looks really good.
It's definitely it definitely has vampires involved. We've seen the pictures.
Yeah. And Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, so
I've watched like maybe half a trailer, honestly, of it.
I've seen a couple. There's a couple clips out. It definitely has vampires in it, but I don't know what kind of vampires. Is this going to be kind of like a 40 Days of Night kind of deal where a group of
vampires? It's going to be like one of those like they only come out in the nighttime kind of thing.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure, but it looks good though. So it looks like the most original thing out right now. Not much else really sparks my interest on going to go see and spend money on. But I especially for a review, I'd go watch that one definitely. I'll probably go watch it just whether or not you get to see it or not. Anyways, and I'll just
yep. Everything I just told you had to just go to that. Yep. You have displayed so much cognitive dissonance. Good job. Congratulations. You learned what a new word is today. Let me do showtimes in my area. Showtimes. Okay. Thursday. We got 4:30 and 7:30. So Thursday with the Cloud9 podcast at 7:30. We have our show usually is like around 9:30, 10. So yeah, I can potentially go and see it Thursday, potentially. So I'll let you know if I can.
Okay, cool.
Because I'll have a busy Thursday this week coming up. Goodness gracious.
You got some more interviews, or
there's some decent ones lined up actually. I think I have one with a person that a lot of people are gonna who actually know. Goodness gracious, have you been watching the play-ins for NBA?
No, I haven't been. I've been busy. I haven't even been following what's been going on with them.
Good God, the play-in started, and I still have to finish some of the games. I'm gonna be pretty much all caught up after tonight. All right, so let's see what we have here coming up. Let's probably have it here. First topic.
Let's Minecraft movie's gonna make $1 billion.
Oh God! What? I'll maybe use it as a topic on Monday's show. What's the box office update on it? Oh my goodness! I thought it was gonna hit $600 million, guys. It's now at 577, so it's gonna hit $600 million very, very soon. It opened like what 340, then now it's at 577. Yeah, this should. And Warner Brothers is not taking this out of the theaters in 3 weeks. You take this out of the theaters in 3 weeks, you're an L company.
No, it's going to make
an L company.
It'll make $1 billion worldwide.
Or I would say lowest about $800 million lowest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I would probably put you in the profitable range if you're making $800 million.
I can't see that. I don't think they spent a lot of money on this. Really, I don't think they did. Maybe I'm wrong, but. Yeah, I think they're going to. I think it's a financial success. I wouldn't be surprised if they're already talking Minecraft too. Honestly.
All right, let's have some fun with talking and shitting on Marvel Comics, as I just sure love doing that. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, you can suck my. Wait. I'm gonna live life and become a god. No, I'm joking with you guys. The entertainment factor is here so hard that I just had to get you guys going, thinking that this man really was going to go all in, and if he didn't go all in, just like DC, I have truly went all in. Actually, goodness gracious, I'm joking, guys.
Absolute MSK.
Oh, God. No, but in all seriousness, we could do episodes of Comic Book Market Watch on here. I just have to figure out what the format would be. I used to do this with Chaz when we had the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast some years ago, where we do like the Yu-Gi-Oh Market Watch on the show. We would just have the tabs and open them. There's no way I could open that many tabs when I'm streaming. It's not possible. I probably would have to just open tabs to lead into many other things. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best stuff to really go over if you're doing it with someone. But then again, you can just talk about pretty much anything as far as like what you're interested in. Like we could go over like newest omnibuses coming out, newest like collected edition, stuff like that. But it just depends on
like
what
like
we go
top book, top and best and worst book from each of the big three.
Yeah.
And then you could talk about how, manga sales, Scholastic sales, like, because I think it's interesting on how well like Dogman's doing and how can we capture that audience as they get older into Marvel and DC. You could do stuff along those lines, like checking on each side of the comic book spectrum market if you wanted to, best and worst of each one.
All right. Let's get into some funness here. As you guys know, Marvel Comics just holy fucking shit. I do hate these people. Sometimes I truly do. They're just awful. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Marvel Comics canceling the newest Deadpool ongoing series and then relaunching it with a new #1 with the same creative team that they just canceled the book on. So, wait a minute. I'm also black and hot and rich and good looking.
They're doing crack! Yeah!
Wow.
Man, people smoke crack and you shouldn't do that.
I'm joking, guys. It wouldn't be the show if we did like 50,000 takes. Okay, I'm serious. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm joking, I know it's crazy. Every time I wear this, people always seem to go mentally deranged. It's like, guys, calm down. It's just a hat. It's not going to reach out of the screen and touch you.
Symbol of hate. It's
threatening our democracy. Oh, God. Can't believe Democrats are straight up losing their mind over a gang member. Yeah, because that's the most important things right now is an MS-13 gang member. Congratulations. You guys are truly retarded. If you lose 3 elections straight, that's because you did it to yourself. Some of my friends were talking. They're like, even after Trump leaves, just hypothetically, when he leaves the office in 2028, in that range, guys, I'll be honest here, I don't think they're winning. I don't even believe in you can say approval ratings, everything. Guys, I'll just be honest here, they're going to lose again. There's what person in the right mind would vote for these people right now? You would act, unless you're just in a cult, whoever they're going to put up in charge, don't believe in it. They're losing again. Calling it. Bookmark this episode right now. So 5 years from now, when there's a new president, it's going to be in the Republican Party. I'm not saying they're going to be perfect, but it's definitely going to be a Democrat. I'll tell you that right now. Bookmark it. Bookmark this freaking prediction. And then when I absolutely just lose, I'm going to just be absolutely like that face that Ben Affleck made after the box office opening weekend for BVS. And he told them that the fans didn't like it. And it was the whole, hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh, gosh. All right, let's talk about some fun stuff here. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Marvel Comics canceling Deadpool's current ongoing series, only to then relaunch it with a all new #1 and with a team up aspect to it as well. So you guys know that Deadpool is a character created by Rob Liefeld and the other guy, Fabian Nazica. Actually, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. And Deadpool has been a character where, given his comic book iteration, there's been various highs and lows. You do have Joe Kelly's iteration of the character, which is what a lot of you guys see from the movies, which is what Ryan Reynolds' version of Deadpool highly takes from, actually. And, basically outside of just what I just said right there, outside of the specific times for Deadpool comics with certain writers, Amy Rob Liefeld writing him, he's really never been like a sales juggernaut, actually. Like Deadpool in the recent years for Marvel Comics has basically just kind of went to like a 15 issue series, and then it just gets relaunched with a new number 1. That's essentially it, right? So that is where we're at right now with Marvel Comics, and that's just a symptom of what they do. A character that can kind of do great in movie aspect, like make billions of dollars, or at least like a character that can even generate more than $600 million at the worldwide box office for a Marvel character. That those kind of sales from that crowd never translate ever into comic books, and it's never like vice versa as well. It's literally just two things that just stay in their own lane, actually. And a character like Deadpool, like I just mentioned a second ago as well, only recently can get to like 15 issues, and they have to cancel it because the sale numbers have probably dropped off a cliff. And then what Marvel Comics does is they do this whole legacy numbering thing. So basically, if you see like a Deadpool issue and it's like Deadpool issue number 15, and it says legacy number, insert number there, that's the insert number there is what the actual series should be at. It should be at insert number like 350, which is where the legacy number on that issue is going to be. Like, what I hate is when they do that is because you have characters like that where fans have supported these characters so much that you can get a series up to 350 issues, and that number can't be there in the ongoing series because Marvel just have to always pull these sales gimmicks of relaunching it with a new number 1, because they don't reboot, they just relaunch it with a new number 1 with more or less still the same creative team, or they have a different creative team. It can vary given case by case, right? And then it'll get to 15 issues, maybe 10, some cases, just cancel it. They do this with Scarlet Witch constantly. Scarlet Witch literally only gets to like maybe 5, 10 issues, cancel, relaunch new number 1. Scarlet and Quicksilver, you guys like them, right? New number 1, cancel, relaunch, new number 1, constantly. It's literally just the gimmicky sales bullshit that they constantly do. And now they're going to do it again with Deadpool. And I'm pretty sure Cody Ziegler is writing Deadpool. And I'm pretty sure he's going to end up writing on this. Yeah, because a person that can only just fail upwards just gets to obviously, keep working. There's no actual like, hey, your work's not giving us money. You need to be kind of like, I would say fired. That was kind of harsh because comic books. Maybe you get a really lesser known character. You could prove yourself on that one. It's always like writers that are given like technically big name characters. If you get a big name character which has a fan base behind it and you can't produce results, chances are you probably just suck ass at your job. But we're going to go over what Marvel Comics' newest idea is for the Merc with the mouth.
Yeah.
So Marvel cancels Deadpool to relaunch it as daddy-daughter team-up title, Wolverines and Deadpools. What the fuck are you doing?
So is this going to be like Logan and X-23 and Deadpool and his daughter having adventures together?
They're doing crack! Cry about it, bitch. That's what you do.
Oh my god. Jeez.
No, fuck. No, Optimus, please. Fuck.
Shit. Yep. Because that's what they're going to do. Deadpool can't sell on his own, which is crazy to think about. So he has to be paired with Wolverine and their kids. Keep in mind, currently right now for Deadpool, what they've given him. So they gave him a new ongoing series, which is canceled. They had Rob Liefeld do a Deadpool team-up 5-issue miniseries. That's over because he said he quit Marvel for right now, I guess, until his little temper tantrum's over. I'm not saying I don't like agree with what he said about Marvel, but he's went back to Marvel several times after he's pretty much said
he's getting ready to relaunch Youngbloods too. So
yeah,
he's going to be doing the crowd funding type kind of route.
So then you also had Deadpool Wolverine WW3. That was just a steaming hot pile of ass. You also have Deadpool Wolverine, which is a sequel series to that 3-issue miniseries that I just said. That's written by Benjamin Percy. You already have a Deadpool and Wolverine current ongoing series right now. And it still sells pretty decently well on the ICV2 charts, But it's like, is that all Deadpool and a lot of their characters can be? either they're with someone else or they can't sell on their own. So do you know what that means, people? Sometimes even the character that is a big name can't sell very well in comic books. You know, like Jean Grey is a pretty big name for a lot of people. People know who Jean Grey is. She's the Phoenix, as you guys know. Even casuals will know that. She can't sell an ongoing series worth of shit. That shit will always get canceled back to number one. You know, new number one after 10 issues, 5 issues, actually, sometimes. So then you have all these other like gimmicky Deadpool things coming out, like Deadpool Illumination. You have like something else when it comes to him being like on a beach or something. Like this character just really doesn't sell very well. Let's just say that. Yes, Marvel is publishing yet another Deadpool and Wolverine team-up comic, this time with their daughters in the mix. Oh, great. Good job. Good job, Marvel. You really just tearing it up here, honestly. Marvel is canceling the main Deadpool ongoing title in June with Deadpool issue number 15, which also doubles as the landmark Deadpool issue number 350, this is like literally the number it should be on. When you buy a Deadpool comic, it should be on that number. But no, Marvel just can't allow legacy characters like that, like Wolverine, to have numbers as big in their ongoing series. Relaunch, renumber, and kill them off. Rinse, wash, repeat. Yeah. That said, the Merc with a mouth isn't going anywhere, as his title is being relaunched as Wolverines and Deadpools, a 3-issue. They know that shit ain't selling past 3 issues. Oh, God. A 3-issue limited miniseries that brings in Logan and his daughter, Laura Kinney, alongside Wade Wilson and his daughter, Ellie. This is how you know this is a literal retailer sales gimmick. They know this won't sell as a ongoing series. They don't even trust this series to sell 5 issues. They're just going to give it 3? Writer Cody Ziegler and artist Rogue Antonio will continue on following the end of their run on the Deadpool solo comic, picking up the story of Wade Wilson and his daughter Ellie, who temporarily replaced him as Deadpool while Wade was dead. You know, typical comic stuff. Yeah, they actually killed him off in an ongoing series to replace him with his daughter.
Just to bring him back like 5 issues later.
And this is kind of a thing you do when the series begins, not when it's at issue 7. Yeah. Remember, they announced they were doing this at issue 7 in an ongoing series. Yeah, like, just, oh my God, Marvel. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. So that's what the cover art looks like. The artist is not bad. I don't think this artist is bad at all, honestly. This is fine for a main cover, actually. Keep in mind, this is the same creative team that canceled a Deadpool ongoing series, and they just get to be on another one. And Marvel knows they can't sell worth of shit, so that's why they get a 3-issue miniseries. If you're feeling a bit confused by the title, Wolverines and Deadpools, which refers to the multiple incarnations of each hero who will appear in the story, it's probably because Marvel is already publishing Deadpool and Wolverine, which team up the two heroes in the spirit of Summer's 2024 massive blockbuster movie of the same name. Wade Wilson. Okay, I think that's just other articles. Holy crap. I'm going to be honest. I cannot recall a time in all of my decades of comics reading since the 80s that Marvel was digging this deep into one pair of characters with so many titles dedicated to their team up that it's honestly getting a bit hard to keep up with. No. This is okay. So I like some of the people that do these articles, right? But they need to start admitting what this person just put out and adding to it as well. This is just, and it just screams being desperate. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard to keep up with because no one gives a fuck. I agree with this point, but it's like one of those points that doesn't tackle the main thing. The reason why they have to do this is because they've ran out of ideas and they're just constantly trying to chase that new number one bunch of variant covers. That's all they're trying to do. You know, this is just literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's like when you have a peanut butter jar and you're trying to scrape it for the last bits of peanut butter to put on whatever you're going to put on. That's literally what they're doing right now.
Yeah, it's like they don't have any way to go through and look at their own shit. It's like, why is this not working? Instead, It's just, okay, well, you guys, let's do something different. We'll do a new number one so the collectors have something and the neckbeards have something to grab. And then we'll turn around and we'll try to to be the 25th time we try to capture the success of a movie that came out last year. It's like,
Also, remember what happened? They announced that Deadpool and Wolverine ongoing series written by Benjamin Percy after that WWE3 miniseries. Guys, they announced that like after the movie had already been out of the box office. That was announced in like November, December.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know you really love this movie with these two characters. How about a comic book series? Literally, I shit you not, about 3 months later, 4 months later. Yeah, like the interest is gone. There's this thing called like capitalizing in a time frame of something that's in the quote unquote zeitgeist, actually. I haven't, sorry. And frankly, harder to praise which of these stories are worth following. Yeah, like you have all these relaunches and these like legacy numberings with all these characters. Is all that stuff even worth following most of the time? Most of the time, guys, you could just get like 2 or 3 books and you're good to go. I haven't even mentioned the multiple Deadpool Wolverine limited series that have been published over the course of the last year. Yeah, there's so many of them. The one that was Deadpool Wolverine WWE3 is a literal pile of shit. And what's funny, it had Joe Kelly writing it, and it had art by Adam Kubert. Horrible fucking series. I'm not saying Joe Kelly's a bad writer. He's definitely had a lot of highs and lows, obviously like any writer. But even if he can't sell it, it just ain't there. Oh God, really? Jesus Christ. At the same time, Marvel is on a noticeable trend of canceling ongoing titles only to continue their stories in new comics, a la the saga of the publisher's Scarlet Witch title. Yep. Which has been relaunched with new names and new themes about 4 times in the last 2 years. Yep. Constantly relaunched. All that said, good.
They're not going to keep people interested if they keep changing up too. It's one thing that, like you said before, they're desperate. And the problem with being desperate is you don't let anything cook. And you're also just throwing names at IPs. Like, get the right writer and artist who has a really good feel and idea and let them cook for a good 20 issues on something. But instead, it's just like, okay, you guys sucked at this, well, you guys go take Doom. And you guys sucked at Fantastic Four, so you write Captain America now. It's like they're not really. I mean, there's a massive pool of talent out there, and there is no excuse why Marvel is not dipping in and giving us like a Mike Silvestri deadly duo like DC did with Batman, or letting Scott Snyder cook on Absolute.
Rob Liefeld talked about this, even though I disagree with him on various things. He was correct on the fact that Marvel Comics does not essentially try to keep the talent that would be considered like A to B list because they don't pay them enough, actually.
Yeah.
And Marvel's they apparently treat their talent very bad. Like we're gonna cover this on Friday next week because you would be interested in that topic because there's gonna be the artist and writer pay that got revealed from DC and Marvel. Guys, there's a reason why no one wants to work for this pile of trash of a company. Apparently, they pay people less than minimum wage. So what that means is that you could literally make more money working at insert any fast food, coffee, and burger place in America. You can make more money working at McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks, Five Guys, White Castle, any fast food or coffee place you could think of. Goddamn, you can make more money working at KFC than working at Marvel Comics. That's literally insane. At this point.
Sad.
It's really sad.
So sad.
All that said, Ziegler and Antonio have been having a lot of fun over in the soon-to-be defunct Deadpool title. So there's every chance in the world that Wolverines and Deadpools will deliver on the potential of a daddy-daughter team-up between the best there is at what he does and the Merc with the mouth and their respective children. Guys, if they wrote a story that was so good, why would Marvel have to actually cancel this shit? Keep in mind, I get what this person's trying to do, criticize and then offer praise, because people do that thing of like, well, you shouldn't criticize unless you offer praise. I don't believe in that concept. I think it's just a fucking stupid concept. That is literally untrue because their current series is getting canceled. Here's hoping Marvel's publishing strategies don't put too much of a flat tire in their momentum. Well, they have no momentum in their comics at all. Wolverines and Deadpools #1 goes on sale July 2nd with a main cover by Alessandro Cappuccio and a variant by Taryn Clark, both seen above. this is going to have a lot of variant covers. Like, we tell you guys this all the time. We'll try the books out. I don't want to be the guy where we kind of talk and criticize and give our commentary without going over the material, because I do believe in having a balance of both. Like, I would read. This is only 3 issues. There's no real reason not to kind of go through it. But like, even if we did, let's say I tell Warren we're going to add that book to our pull list. Do you think I have any hope that shit is going to be good? If he can't tell a good story in 15 issues, which is like two and a half arcs of comic books, why would I believe they can tell a good story arc in 3?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, you play devil's advocate, maybe, but you're absolutely right, though.
Like, if we try out issue 1 and it's a pile of shit, I'm not kidding. I might throw that book in the trash.
Yeah,
it's issue 1. Maybe we'll contemplate giving it a chance. But it's this thing that, like, the LTA has been doing this too with League of Legends. There's nothing with some of these companies that can stick. They never let anything like kind of foster and grow. It's always like, oh, it's not doing so well, we have to instantly eject out of the fucking project and go to the next thing. Oh, Marvel is like, oh, you guys like Deadpool. Okay, we'll give you a Deadpool 15-issue series. And then, oh, wait, you guys don't like Deadpool. You're not buying the book. Let's just kind of relaunch it and put the legacy numbering on maybe another time on Deadpool. That doesn't work. Let's just do it again. And then now Deadpool canceled at 15 issues, but we're going to charge you extra for a legacy 350 issue. So we're going to, okay, guys, we're going to cancel the whole title. Then it's going to get basically relaunched. They do number 1 with Deadpool Daddy with Wolverine. You guys like Deadpool Wolverine together because you guys buy that stuff. But then nothing is allowed to kind of just grow with them. And why is it always the first thing is to just cancel it without just kind of swapping out the creative team? Why can't you guys just get a different creative team? If one creative team isn't selling your book, swap them out. You don't always have to you don't have to just take out the whole title, But there's just not anything allowed to be continuity anymore with some of these. Even though Marvel and DC does it too, and continuity with these ongoing titles just isn't allowed to be there because they just, I don't know, don't have any faith they can tell long form storytelling with some of the creators are hiring. And if you're hiring bottom of the barrel writers, that's kind of what you end up getting. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I remember back in the day, you used to have run where an artist would be the artist for like 80 issues, and they would be there for a while. I remember when Deadpool was like injured and he became Agent X. They went on a good 30 or 40 book run before Agent X kind of became his own person. And then they kind of went on with the Taskmaster was part of that one. And it turned into the Taskmaster's own series with an artist that was kind of anime-esque, Udon looking style. And, but yeah, they don't do that anymore. Now it's essentially, we're going to use the same writers and artists on everything. And we're just going to have them keep trying to hammer out characters until they get one that gets some steam under it. But no one's allowed to cook. No one's doing any long form storytelling. They keep doing big stupid events every month. It's a new event. It's like, oh, it's the Venomverse event. Oh, it's the vampire event. Now it's the, now this is the year of doom. It's like, what the hell are you going on about it? It's just like, just give us a solid Deadpool story. Give us a solid Wolverine story. Let's not just keep trying to do all these gimmicks and throw shit at the wall because it doesn't come out good. It doesn't work, and it doesn't help out with sales. It just seems like a waste of time to me. There's no penalty for not doing good at Marvel apparently, and Marvel is not content on having any kind of like big name come through or any kind of name in particular because they seem to like going with a lot of foreign artists and paying like shit, so I think DC is trying harder and they're doing a better job at it, but even then though a lot of the main titles in DC are not great. I heard you guys keep telling me the Green Lantern one's good. I gotta check out a couple graphic
It's good. Just buy the first trade. The first trade is probably like $8. Just buy the first trade, see if you like it. It's very good. That's definitely been one of my favorite books I've read all year long, honestly.
Yeah.
So For me, and my final thoughts about this, we may or may not try out issue 1. We'll kind of basically toss a coin. We'll see. Yeah, God, Marvel. If you want people to invest in your comic books, literally long form, this is never gonna happen. I just gotta put that out there. They're never gonna have long form continuity and ongoing series, but that would kind of help people because I love when people criticize DC for always rebooting. What has Marvel always done? You can't even have a series at 300 issues because they always cancel it and relaunch it. That's insane. That might as well be considered canceling if we're being completely honest here. If you relaunch it, yeah, you didn't really cancel or reboot your universe, but you essentially didn't believe in that title all that much. So, yeah, we'll see what Marvel Comics does with this daddy-daughter team-up issue with Wolverine and his daughter. Good Lord, Marvel, just no ideas, just circling the drain. And it can't get, this can't even get 5 issues. And they want to do 3?
3 issues. Then
and
we're
going to do
over again?
We're going to relaunch it with now you're catching on. There you go. Now,
yep.
Woo! Damn. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're gonna sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. All right. Next topic is going to be an absolute banger. Shitting on Marvel again. People, because I think one of my friends was like, you guys kind of do the same. I love shitting on Marvel. If that is the same show, I don't give a fuck. They deserve it. No one told them to be this garbage, both in movies and comic books. That's their fault.
This July, if Guns Superman sucks, we're going to be shitting on DC. I mean,
People think just because, I don't know what people think. They're like, oh, if James Gunn's DC movie comes on and doesn't make enough money, you're not going to. Good Lord, guys. I'm going to criticize movies the same way I always do. If Superman doesn't make profit for Warner Brothers, I will shit on it the same way I do all the other movies.
Yeah.
And if I don't, well, I'll give Warren my YouTube channel. This one, you can have it. If I don't keep the same energy, you can have it. Because because that's what it's called. Some people might call that disingenuous. Yeah, I'm not gonna basically kind of shield Superman from the same criticism that I would be giving other movies for not making profit. If that movie has a $200 million budget, and if we're factoring in marketing, $300 million, if that movie doesn't bring in $900 million, that's a fail. I'm sorry. Breaking even, as we explained with breaking even with movies, that's not good. Warner Brothers does not want to break even with a Superman movie. If you think that, you're actually retarded. Yeah,
it's going to have to do an 800, 900 million, and it's going to be a rough time because it's also coming out in the same month of Fantastic Four, and I think what was it, Jurassic Park? But I don't foresee Jurassic Park being as big of an impact as Superman or Fantastic Four.
I think Jurassic Park will make more money. Those movies, oh god, man! No, I never underestimate dinosaurs.
That overwide appeal to it too. And this one does look. I mean, I don't know though. I'm just getting tired of the Jurassic Park. Like I reboot the whole.
Oh no, they're not good. Those movies are actually terrible. Well, every movie in that universe, beside the very first one, I actually don't mind the 2015 one. It's probably like my second favorite. Even that has fair share of problems.
Which one was that? The Goldblum one or
the first Chris Pratt one?
Oh yeah, I don't mind that one.
That was not that bad, but they truly actually became
first one still holds up though. Like today, the first one right now, you still get that dun 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 dun. You're all like, oh, it's the dinosaurs. You know, when that movie first came out, everyone was like, oh my, they look so real. You know, oh wow.
Oh, gosh. No, I rewatched throughout the first Jurassic Park movie. It's so good. It's so crazy. How do people call that a kids movie? Anything with kids, apparently, the average brain dead moron goes, oh, it must be a kids movie. Oh, bro, great analysis you're giving me there, buddy.
Until the storm, and then it turned into a horror film. Like,
until the dinosaur literally eats the people. Yeah, it's such a kids movie. Get the fuck out of here. That's like calling Child's Play a kids movie. Dumb morons, actually.
Well, it had a doll in it. Yeah, the doll was killing you.
Like, I can't, man. The average person is just so dumb. Like, the way they talk, I'm not trying to be some sort of like elitist, but the average argument people give when it comes to this stuff is just so brain dead. oh, there's kids in a movie. It must be a kids movie. If you truly think the first Jurassic Park movie is a kids movie, I have this oceanfront water park bridge to sell you.
Yeah. Like it was PG-13 at best, but it does give you that weird false sense when you first go into it, like the first 20 minutes, and then it turns into a horror film after that when the raptors start getting out, everyone's running for their lives and screaming. But I think Superman's gonna have to do 800 or 900 million. I think their bigger successes will be. I got high hopes for Clayface. I see Clayface being less like a $50 million movie to make, and then it makes 300 because it's Clayface and it's horror, and there's a good market for a good horror film. So if you have a decent one on that one, and that ratio is going to be real nice for DC. Then what was the Supergirl movie? I seen images of Momoa as Lobo, and he looks really good.
He looked about as accurate as it was crazy.
Yeah.
Fans were always fan casting him as Lobo just because the way he looks, the way he talks, literally sounds. He looks like Lobo. Yeah,
he wanted to be Lobo when he first went in there. They gave him Aquaman, but I think that's going to be a good one for him. I don't know how the movie is. I've there's only been little behind the scenes pictures. There's been no video or anything, so it'll be interesting to see how that movie looks. So we probably won't hear anything about Supergirl until after Superman comes out, because they don't want to take away any of the hype from Superman. So we'll probably get a trailer a month or two after Superman's been out in theaters, I would imagine.
Oh, we're gonna go over the next topic right when this fire truck passes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Good Lord. You know what's crazy? I didn't even know we're about to end phase 5. We're about to begin phase 6 is going to start with Fantastic Four. That's crazy.
Oh, is that? So that's the official phase
5. Yeah.
Oh,
I remember they did announce that Fantastic Four was going to start phase 6. It's like, man, phases 4 and 5 must go down as the absolute worst.
They were all ass. It was it was the
the high of this one? Deadpool Wolverine?
That was, maybe if you want to get technical, the first Loki season. Maybe
that's phase 4.
Oh, that's phase 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Loki season 2 would be phase 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been bad. So this is going to be hopefully the rewash phase.
For about 2 weeks. All right. So let's go with this next one. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Thunderbolts box office projections. So Thunderbolts is going to be the 36th film in your mom's butthole. Okay, I had to do it to you guys. I had to do it. You guys thought.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh.
This is the accurate description of Marvel. That's literally what they see every day. Just joking. Actually, that's actually the wrong clip. That's the wrong clip of my own joke. Oh my God. Where's the right one? I need to have it here. No, not SpongeBob fucking. Why do I have that as a clip? Oh my God. I need
Good
to.
Lord, man. You're going to get demonetized.
Oh God, this is Marvel. Okay.
How can you make money with such a stupid idea?
And how can you not make money with such a brilliant idea?
At first, we didn't know what to do with all the money. We tried burying it, shredding it, and burning it.
That's what they did with their money. They didn't know what to do. They're just like, we're just going to destroy our own company. It's like, all right, congrats, I guess. We just watched your downfall. Holy crap. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe's next movie, which is going to be the Thunderbolts, which is the 36th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I remember it was many years ago, back in 2008, the first Iron Man movie dropped to start it all for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and how the mighty have fallen over these last 5 years that Marvel has literally basically destroyed their, box office juggernaut, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, you're just looking at these movies that get announced and then they come out and they're just basically absolute, just either at the very best, completely mid to the point where like you could literally not even justify going to the theaters to watch these movies, or you're at the point now where the box office for them are just so unbelievably bad. Like even the ones in the certain virus period, like those performed really bad. And you thought that basically coming out of the certain virus period, those movies were going to be box office juggernauts based on the fact that, well, the MCU still had a lot of goodwill at that moment in time. Even that didn't happen. People kind of saw the writing on the wall. And I think the first indicator of that was the TV shows, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki season 1. Now, I get the criticisms of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I do. And it's horribly written with like dialogue and shit like that, the way they kind of treat like just Americans in that show, where like, fucking hell, why is Sam Wilson glorifying and helping terrorists? Like, what is going on with you people at Marvel? But you see just the downward trajectory in their storytelling just from the shows, and then Black Widow, the way they treated that movie, the whole day and date release date, and then the box office numbers just not being there for some of these like side characters actually. And it's something that we've talked about just on the MSK show, if you guys watch that live, where this is what a lot of you guys do. You guys think because since Marvel kind of had these like lesser known characters pop off for them, that you think that every single time they do it is going to be the same way. Guys, that's not been a narrative for them in a very, very long time. Yes, when they first started, the most known characters they had in the Avengers, I would say, were Captain America and Hulk, and debatably Thor. Because Thor is kind of known, not even just from Marvel Comics, that's like a Greek mythos kind of character as well. Think about this. They've only had under-known characters like work in that time from a phase 1 through 3 because that was their peak, right? So if their narrative was that they always took lesser-known characters and made them work, they haven't did that in forever. It didn't happen they literally tried to do what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, with Eternals, and it did not work. That was pretty much the same thing they tried to do. Bar none, carbon copy of that, didn't work, right? People say, well, you got to put the right person on it. Guys, all these people are not really the right people for any of these jobs, really, for being completely honest here. But, a lot of the times when you get these underrated characters, unless you're putting someone literally, I guess, as talented as James Gunn doing it, it's not going to work. And also, you guys have this mindset where it's like, well, they were in the comics, they must have did well. No, it's not. That's not how that works at all. No. Second of all, these lesser known characters are lesser known for a reason. Now, you mostly know these characters from animation and movies and television anyway, but the reason why they were never kind of greenlit to go that far is because, well, let's be honest here, no one was going to care about these characters. So you should expect this as a mindset. You should expect that if you announce a movie and make it full of lesser known characters, no one's going to give a flying fuck, because that should be the actual appropriate reaction. If I don't know who the fuck these characters are, why in the world would I go and watch those movies? Now, people go watch them in general because superhero genre is still technically popular to a certain extent. People still, at least with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, are still kind of holding out hope it could ever kind of reach its heights. It's never gonna happen, but just the hope is still there, right? So the box office projections for like Thunderbolts and movies like Fantastic Four is on now, but do you remember the box office projections for Brave New World? They were awful. Yeah, they were completely terrible. And Brave New World's kind of overperformed in its first week to a certain extent by making an extra $10 million on what it was going to make worldwide at the box office, and it still ended up failing. Like, I truly don't know why they don't make movies based off characters people are actually going to pay money for. Like, legitimately a lot of money. Like, a lot of you guys on Twitter will do, oh, I like that movie. I like that character. No, you don't. Just be honest here. No, you don't. And if that were true, you go watch it. But most of you don't watch it, or it doesn't perform the way that Marvel thinks because the character is not as popular. Sorry, that's kind of how the hierarchy goes. Big dogs get to eat first. Little guys can eat when I feel like it. That's how it should work. So,
Yeah.
What do you think, man, about Marvel's current strategy?
Well, the big problem is, and you mentioned earlier, was they have no goodwill. They have no faith. And they're not putting characters in situations where, like, you don't make a movie like Thunderbolts and expect it to be $1 billion movie. You don't make Captain America Brave New World and it's not going to be a tent pole for your new rise or trying to get you back on track. On top of that, how many of these stories are we going to hear about films that have overinflated budgets because they did reshoots, rewrites, changing directions, doing all of this stuff that ends up ruining and hurting the film, blowing up the budget to the point where the film has to outperform. You know, like if they made Brave New World for 150 million, 400 million would have been a success. It would have been barely a success, but it would have been a success for them on some level. Instead, it's like they're just trying to, like, they think that everything that they do, just because it says Marvel on it, is going to do good. And they, the reason why James Gunn can take a nobody character and make you love them is because he loves the characters. He understands the characters. He's a comic book fan. They don't have comic book fans making movies of comic book movies right now at Marvel. They have people who fit whatever agenda it is or whatever, DEI hire or whatever bullshit they're doing. And it's like, this person's never read a comic book. They don't care about what's going on. And we're getting a lot of stuff that just doesn't make any sense. And, what Marvel's already had and announced and canceled like 3 Avenger films with different directors and stuff along those lines before the Russos came in, and now they're doing their thing. I
want to tackle to your point. So the first one was that people have to understand, when Marvel could do like lesser known characters and make money off them, that was when they were in their peak. That's when they had goodwill, when people thought they could make decent movies. And keep in mind, not every single movie in the first 3 phases were good. I mean, i.e. Thor the Dark World, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man Wasp, Captain Marvel. Again, what travesties those fucking movies were, horseshit ass movies. Like, but in spite of the bad movies, people loved them so much that they were so willing to give Marvel their money because they knew what the end goal was and all that, right? Marvel isn't in that narrative anymore. They still truly believe they're in the narrative they had like around 2016, 2018, 2012, in that time frame. You are not in that narrative. You are in a narrative where no one believes you can make a good movie now. That is what your narrative is. And that should be the thing. Okay, people don't think we can make good movies anymore. Let's kind of like prove them wrong. Let's give them characters they actually want to pay actual money for, not what you say you'll pay money for, what money you're actually going to give up. The other thing you brought up, which is like, let's talk about this Thunderbolts team. So let's look at the characters. Florence Pugh's Yelena. Kind of one of the characters that did pop up for them as a fan favorite. That's cool. I think Florence Pugh does a great job. She's really hot, really attractive. I think she gives her A game there. Bucky, Sebastian Stan, cool character. A lot of people like. A lot of people really like Bucky. Had a nice little redemption arc at this point. Red Guardian. Don't know why it's just a classic. I make jokes, kind of fat guy, heart of the movie kind of thing.
Well, it's David Harbour. Everyone loves David Harbour.
Yeah, you have Ghost. One of the worst MCU villains ever. That character sucks balls, booty ass.
Yeah, don't care anything about Ghost.
The gender swap Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie. Yeah. Really, really doing good job, Marvel. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Why is Hawkeye not like the government Liaison, like Rick Flag position on Thunderbolts? Bucky's not bad, but I would have liked to see an Avenger in that role. Like, he showed up, his hearing was going bad in the Hawkeye series. It would have been nice to see him showed up as kind of like this aging, I'm hearing, I don't know, some kind of balance to it. The Thunderbolts, I like Yelena or Florence Pugh. I think she could carry a film, but this feels so much like the first Suicide Squad movie to me, where it's going to be funny, it's going to have some action, but yet it's like a C team, and they got to face the most powerful character that Marvel's showed yet, and it just doesn't like. Are you really going to use the Sentinel for a Thunderbolts movie, and what they gonna like? Is this well? I guess is the Sentinel's not gonna die because he was announced, I think, in the Avengers film, wasn't he? Anyways, it's just I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, and this is Marvel's like aside from Fantastic Four, this was their other shot. You know, they had what three shots for hits this year. It was Captain America, Thunderbolts, and then Fantastic
same thing with
Four.
DC back in 2023. As I said it, they're gonna have their 3-4 movie shots, and looking like a lot of them are gonna pretty much either be complete box office failures or they're gonna just be either mid in terms of like actual word of mouth. And the other character, the only one, another one, you have Wyatt Russell's fucking hell, John Walker. Probably one of the more better MCU characters they've made in the last, 6 years at this point.
I like him. He's a good actor. He reminds me a lot.
You don't remember who Sentry was going to be? Sentry was going to be played by Stephen Yeun.
Yeah. He just had a scheduling conflict, so they went.
Yeah, they were going to race swap him. If he literally didn't have if he wasn't voice acting and filming for Invincible, he would have been Sentry.
Yeah.
So literally, just because the actor couldn't do it, they were going to race swap him. So, good Lord, they're just addicted to just doing bad ideas constantly. So the projections are in for Thunderbolts. Now, I don't know this movie's budget. I think it's around $200 million.
Yeah, let's see this. What is the projection? Oh no, not good.
So, Thunderbolts box office projections could continue Marvel's downward trajectory. That's not good. That's not good for Marvel at all. Because their box office performances have been unbelievably bad in the last 6 years. And a lot of people still understand about movies. You don't get all that box office. A lot of that is percentages taken out by the theaters. So whatever movie that people said failed, really apply the other asterisks to your argument. So if like Multiverse of Madness made like 930 at the box office, okay, percentages all get taken out of that between China and America, right? And then all the other countries. Then it was also revealed Marvel's lied about their budgets on several movies. Ant-Man 3, The Marvels, Doctor Strange 2, and there was a few other ones in there as well, So do we even trust Marvel can tell us what the real budgets are? Now, if the movies are filmed in the UK, they have to file the whole tax credit thing to get the money back, and you can see what the budget actually is. The only reason why we can't say for Brave New World is because it wasn't filmed in the UK. I thought it potentially was, but it wasn't, so we'll never get to know what the real budget of that movie actually is. Sad. So, a Minecraft movie's record-breaking debut aside, the 2025 box office has arguably been underwhelming so far. Fortunately for theaters, the typically busy summer movie season is right around the corner with the arrival of Marvel's Thunderbolts in early May. However, the film may not get off to a strong start as some hoped. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Thunderbolts is projected to gross somewhere between $63 to $77 million domestically over its opening weekend. That is terrible. That is bad.
Because that's going to be your best weekend. Right there. That's the best one. It's going to go down some level after that. Now, if it's really good,
the word of mouth will stabilize.
Word of mouth will stabilize it. It'll go like a 60-50 weekend. But yeah, that's not good for them.
And that's domestically. So worldwide for internationally, we'll see what that number will look like. But a $70 million target, oh God, man, that's not good for budgets as big as theirs. You need to hit let me see. Let me go back in my history really quickly. I don't know what the alleged budget is, but I would assume since this has gotten delayed a few times because of the whole writers and actors strike that happened a while ago. Yeah, I would imagine a cast this big has to be around the $200 million range. I would just assume, obviously.
Well, they might be getting past it because they do the whole
marketing too. Marketing as well.
Signing multiple films. So it's almost like basketball now where it's like Florence Pugh signs a contract where she's going to do multiple films for him so that they don't have to pay her big time every time. But let's see. What does it say for budget?
Because I checked a few outlets. It didn't really say unless it was just rumored.
It says here that the rumor is the the production budget was 200 million.
I figured. Yep.
They said it's going to have. Well, this is what. Yeah, the AI say it grossed at least 500 million to break even.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Huh.
If that is true,
The out of control budgets for this company. Holy crap. The outlet notes that right now 70 million is the target number, which would be a fairly soft debut for an MCU installment. If these projections hold, Thunderbolts would earn less than February's Captain America Brave New World in its opening. Brave New World grossed 88.8 million in its first 3 days and 100 million over the extended weekend. Yeah, so Brave New World ended with like 180, 190 opening weekend. I don't know what this is going to end up with opening weekend. So it starts at like 70. So it should potentially hit 140 opening weekend worldwide if we're measuring it the same internationally. It might do better internationally, Brave New World grossed 88.8 million. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. I read that already. Sorry. And $100 million over the extended President's Day frame. That target number of 70 million is also below a trio of Marvel releases that premiered in the midst of the certain virus pandemic. Black Widow, 80.3 million, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, 75.3 million, and Eternals at 71.2 million. So it's going to pretty much do worse than a movie that came out on a streaming day and date release. Because if Black Widow did 80 million domestically, this would do worse than that. That's fucking ridiculous. Thunderbolts is the final film of MCU's Phase 5. Hits theaters on May 2nd. Following the unveiling of the Avengers Doomsday cast in late March, the movie took a greater sense of importance within the overarching narrative of the multiverse saga. Several of the Thunderbolts stars are set to reprise their roles in Doomsday, making Thunderbolts required viewing for Marvel fans. That could be debatable. That's very debatable.
It is debatable because one thing Marvel sucks at, it's so weird too, because Marvel will ruin an entire script in order to set up another series, but then they don't have the balls to actually show a guest appearance. Like if Doctor Strange shows up in the Thunderbolts, or Nick Fury, or Thor, or something to connect it, even like a Spider-Man showing up, like bringing out Tom Holland, something to help bring it in to where we give a shit. But it's like just telling me that Thunderbolts, a movie that was made before the Russo brothers were given a contract, is now supposed to help set up, like, I have to watch it to know what the Russo brothers are doing. The people who made Thunderbolts had no idea what the Russo brothers were doing because the Russo brothers weren't part of Marvel again yet. Mm-hmm. So it's like this movie feels almost like Blue Beetle, where it's like it's coming out, but it really doesn't mean anything for what's coming out afterwards, So yeah, I don't believe that we have to watch this in order to know anything that's going on with Avengers Doomsday, to be honest.
Well, where were we at? I think we're at the part where I bang my wife. I'm joking, guys. With under a month to go until the movie's release, Marvel is in the home stretch of Thunderbolts marketing. Tickets for the blockbuster went on sale earlier this week. There have also been claims that a test screening was very well received, indicating Thunderbolts could be a hit akin to Guardians of the Galaxy. So this thing of test screenings are people that are selected from the studio to go and watch a movie. So they have it's one of the weirdest disingenuous ways of selling a movie. If you're going to grab a bunch of people that want that insider access, they're not really going to be giving it basically bad reviews, right? Unless it's really, really bad. Yeah.
It's usually shills that they send to those things, so.
Yeah. It's like test screenings are such a weird argument because they can always be so hit or miss. And keep in mind, the stuff that they show in test screenings sometimes doesn't even make it into the version that we see. Like, how many movies have went through test screenings that have changed versions from the final version that we've seen? The prospect of another Marvel movie struggling at the box office, fresh off the heels of Brave New World's own, disappointing run might raise some alarm bells. However, it's important to keep in mind that these are just projections. A Minecraft movie was estimated to earn around $65 million in the days leading up to its premiere and blew that figure out of the water with a $162.7 million domestic debut. Also, another disingenuous thing. Why? Oh my God. The only reason why I thought Minecraft wasn't going to be opening big was because the trailers look like absolute horse ass. Minecraft is what we all forgot, hindsight 2020, was that Minecraft is a very, very, very popular video game franchise. Thunderbolts isn't popular in anything, even in Marvel Comics.
Yeah,
so that's not comparable. That's not comparable at all. These are literally uncomparable, honestly.
Yeah, Thunderbolts is not going to have the surprise that Minecraft did. Minecraft was a movie that the rest of us looked like, well, there's no way this is going to do good. But then we forgot this is made for like 8 to like.
Yeah, we generally forgot the actual video game is so unbelievably popular that kids would just ask their parents to go and take them to see it.
My nephews went to watch it, and one's 15 and the other one is 10. And they absolutely loved it. And it was filled with kids their age who were like screaming when stuff happened that was from the game and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Thunderbolts is not going to have that. Now, it could get a good word of mouth. It could be a well put together film that has that humor and heart. And, it might be good. It's going to be still hurt by Marvel's lack of faith, or the lack of faith people have in Disney. But word of mouth could carry it on to where it has a strong box office. We never know, but I don't think that first weekend is going to reflect that. I think if it's good, the second weekend we'll only see like a 30% drop off or something along those lines. If it's good, if it's not good, but I don't think it's going to have any. There's no hype behind it right now. No one's like excited to see Thunderbolts right now. There's more hype around Fantastic Four. And honestly, it could be argued that Fantastic Four hype is taking away from Thunderbolts. So
you could argue that, yeah.
Yeah.
With a few weeks to go before Thunderbolts arrives, there is still a chance the film will exceed these initial expectations, especially if word of mouth is strong. Thunderbolts could end up being a massive success. Yeah, and it all depends on. It always hinges on week 2. Because keep in mind, people, the majority of people that'll go and see these movies, any blockbuster, is majority in week 1. That's where you make the majority of your money. And the rest of it is obviously repeat viewings based off like word of mouth. Word of mouth is strong, it might go up. If word of mouth is not good, that's not good for Marvel. That just won't be good at all. No. Viewers seem to have responded positively to Thunderbolts promotional material that paint the film as a fresh, exciting addition to the MCU. Thunderbolts should also benefit from lack of competition. That's another thing that's disingenuous and a lie as well. This didn't matter for Brave New World. This didn't even matter for Snow White. Lack of competition could be an argument in some cases, but that hasn't really been the thing. Yeah.
If it's good, lack of competition will help it because there'd be nothing coming out to overshadow it. So if it comes out and it's good, you could see a better turnout for the first weekend because some people will see it like Thursday night, early showing, and then they tell all their friends, oh, it's great, then they go see it Saturday. And it will also help it on the second week. But if it's bad, if it's bad, then we're not gonna definitely not going to see anything out of it. Let's see here.
After it opens on May 2nd, it will be the highest profile title in the marketplace for a couple of weeks, meaning it'll have a bit of a runway to have a healthy box office run. However, late May sees the arrival of heavy hitters like Mission Impossible 8, which is called Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and Lilo and Stitch. So it'll be vital for Thunderbolts to come out the gate strong. Marvel has a lot riding on this film as it builds to the conclusion of the multiverse saga, which has been absolutely terrible. So hopefully audiences come out in full force to support it. And that's going to be
I think Lilo and Stitch is going to be a hit. So Mission Impossible, the last one didn't go over very well. I think Mission Impossible could dethrone it. But I do think Lilo and Stitch is going to be a good. I see Lilo and Stitch going to go over 100 million on its first weekend.
Gosh. So that's, I guess, the way I'll kind of end this off is Marvel Comics and the MCU have kind of put themselves in the spot where fans just don't kind of trust them with anything. At least the people that I interact with don't trust them with shit, honestly. There's going to be people that are always going to be diehards and going to hope that it'll get to that point where it'll be as good as it used to be. That's not the case, guys. The MCU specifically has not been able to pretty much do lesser known characters good, and they don't do big characters good. You know, and they, from what we know, have directors that they don't even give full creative, not like full creative control, because I know there's always has to be like oversight, because then the directors might go fucking nuts. But just even from Nia DaCosta, the movie that she apparently made got all chopped up and destroyed. Like, why hire people if you're going to be the one putting out the version of the movie that you even want to make? Like, just hire someone to make that movie. Like, it's like they're casting directors instead of actually getting people. But yeah, so hopefully Thunderbolts is a hit for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they definitely need one, because they've only had like, what, 3 decent hits? Like, what, No Way Home, Guardians 3, technically, if you really want to be technical with it, as far as like number-wise, and Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, Disney overall has been just doing, like, their only hit this year might be Lilo and Stitch. That might be their only good one this year for Disney, which is going to be a big blow for them. I don't know, Fantastic Four has some hype behind it, so I can see that doing decently, especially being in July. But and I haven't heard too much crazy shit about any rewrites or anything on that. Pretty much they were able to film and do it. So, but yeah, they might only have 2 successes this year. I wonder what their tally is and how much money they've lost. It used to be like around 30 billion. Now I'm wondering if it's how much high it is now, because they have not had many successes in a while. Like, I can't think of any.
Yeah, the shows generally don't hit either. Like the Deadpool, not Deadpool, Daredevil Born Again TV show they just put out has been very lukewarm on reception. You know?
Yeah, I've heard it's the best thing they've done on TV, but it's not even close to as good as the Netflix one, because there's a big gap between that. But
yeah,
I haven't got a chance to watch it though. All I've seen was clips. So, but another missed opportunity, because they didn't even mention Spider-Man in it. They mentioned Spider-Man in the beginning, but then there was no cameo. There was nothing like a TV screen in the background where they're talking about it and all this stuff. So, more missed opportunities, but that could have been because of Sony. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I have no faith in any of it, so I'll wait.
Yeah, at this point now, you're just like, hey, surprise me. Our expectations are literally so far to the damn ground. It's like that whole meme of like our expectations were low, but holy fuck. Yeah, we're like at that point now. Just surprise me, or you actually are going to even lower our expectations compared to what they are already going to be at. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Well, we got like about another 2 to 3 minutes left on the show, and we're going to end up heading out. But no, it was great having the show again. I'm going to spend about 2 weeks coming back shitting on Marvel. I love it. Oh, God.
Yes, my favorite thing to do.
Oh, God.
And I hope that Phase 6 turns the page. Like, I hope if Fantastic Four is good, there's going to be a lot of hype around Spider-Man, which should be next year, because I think that plays a direct connection into the Doomsday Avengers film. Hopefully Marvel can, start rebuilding that faith. I know bringing the Russos and RG Day back, or Robert Downey Jr. back as Doom, is going to bring a lot of hype. It's going to bring a lot of people in, but they have to do it so that it's not one movie. It has to be consecutive movie and TV and projects in order to get that faith back. Because like you said, those first 3 phases, they had so much faith that it was almost like a Marvel movie was going to make $300 million just from everyone wanting to go see it before they found out it was bad. Now it's like it could be a good film, but good luck getting over 400 million, because no one's going to believe you that it's good.
Yeah.
So
Good Lord, man. What are we been at now at some of these points of Marvel? You can go on their Twitter. The comics is, I swear they're botting replies. Have you seen some of the replies to some of these posts that I think I was just have to assume a lot of these are botted replies. Has to be. Like
Most
you have
likely.
this fake OnlyFans chick, one of those sex bots, talking about
Yeah.
this. Oh my
They
god.
just mobilized all those sex bots, got them into shilling for Thunderbolts.
Oh, I know. We're not gonna make this. Won't be a video because this is just dumb. It's not even worth talking about, even in a video fashion. We'll just go over this really quickly. The legendary Marvel swimsuit special is back this July with your favorite heroes soaking up in the sun in Marvel swimsuit special. Friends and foes, rivals. Oh, fucking hell.
Why do I want to see a bunch of muscled up people? Like, come on now. Make me feel bad.
Yeah.
Go back to the gym.
Can't wait to have a bunch of number ones with this.
Oh, yay.
Look at all these comments. These comments aren't even real. No way these comments are real.
Oh, it's all those thirst bots.
Who's
all
right?
bots.
The cover's by Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes art's always good. Adam Hughes is amazing.
What else did they announce here? They've announced some stuff here. Oh, good Lord. We'll go over that later. That'll be a topic for later. One to cover at some point. I've been enjoying Ultimate Wolverine. We're gonna try to review Ultimate Wolverine issue number 3. Or
I picked up 3 and 4, so we can, if you want.
Yeah, we'll have that. I've been enjoying Ultimate Wolverine. I think it's been one of the best series I've had. Yeah. What else is here? Nothing big. Good. Someone said Mark Waid is talking shit again. Well, what else is new?
Oh, he went on another one of those Trump's gonna ruin the world rants. Bullshit, It's all over. Everything's done. He's a dictator. It's like, grow the fuck up and just write Spider-Man or Superman, you jackass.
Oh, God, man. I love how he talks about he can't write good superheroes. Then why do you write comics then? Right? What the fuck? Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
he
get out.
He can't because he has no other life. This is his life. He's literally a smelly fat nerd. That is he'll never admit it, but he's just like us. He's literally a loser. He ain't got nothing else going on in his life but this. He's achieved nothing. Good gosh. Oh my god, this girl looking like a fucking damn girl. You need to get your whatever. It's okay. Yeah. They're saying
we're live.
That stripper that I had a fake connection with, the one that I finally had some chemistry with, that girl was wild.
You don't have chemistry with strippers.
Yeah, but it was a fake line of chemistry where I just had to basically kind of go all in,
Yeah, with your pocketbook, because that's the goal, is to get you out of as much money as possible.
I paid her for her time. She got like $40. That was
it. You have your good little stuff for the spank bank, so you'll be good.
Good gosh, man. The ones that try to do it were so pushy. It was just, oh god. Like the black girls were just
When I was in the army, mind you, I'm just barely 21 and I'm in the army. And they would give us our paychecks like right at midnight. So you're at the strip club. You got a line of soldiers at the ATM around like 11:59 at night. And then you got the strippers are over there like stretching because as soon as midnight hits, our paychecks hit the bank. We're going to pull some out and it's going to be drinks and lap dances.
God, man. These guys are going wild. Like, something happened in the strip club where basically after the girl was done doing something with one of us, she just went automatically to the next guy. It wasn't even a thought in her head. One person you guys know tried to basically talk to these girls about all these girls have daddy issues. All these girls have daddy issues. It's not even and mommy issues too. These girls are just completely mentally fucked. Just telling you that right now.
And then they got a bunch of incel comic book nerds in there with money. This was like their Olympics.
Good gosh, man. This one that gave me her IG, she put it in my phone, has pronouns in her bio.
Yeah.
So this one is a backup. I'll follow this for science reasons.
Surprised they didn't have QR codes tattooed on them that led you to their OnlyFans.
Oh God, can I? Okay, so I'll just do that. Well, yeah, they run efficiently. You have a hot lady sitting on your crotch for, let's just say, about 30 minutes at a time. So I couldn't get her off. She just when she told me to touch her. What could I do? She told me to put my arms around her entire anatomy.
So you hugged her.
I
How much did that cost you?
nothing, dude. Yeah, it wasn't one of those fees. This was a legit actual female. You know, not one of those new made up ones.
But she wasn't post-op?
No. If that happened, I'm running out the room. Oh gosh. But yeah, I remember you said something earlier when you were at the, con that you're posting about it after on Facebook or Twitter. You're like, I'm just gonna only make collected editions from now on. No more single issues.
Yeah, all the comic artists I met there were essentially doing collected issues, and the guy next to me is selling graphic novels for $15 to $25, and these are like plus 100 thick, nice graphic novels. And then they come to my table, and I've got a 44-page floppy that I'm trying to sell for 10, and I'll sell you both of them for 15. So it's like for $7.50 a piece, essentially. I'll drop some money off of it. And to me, I had a couple people who were like, well, when you have a full trade, I want to get it kind of deal. They want the full storyline. They want it that way. So if I'm going to sell, for me personally, just floppies don't make any sense. They don't have a great price point, and it's hard to convince people to buy 44 pages for $10 when I could offer them 100 pages for 15 to 20. So yeah, I'm done with the floppies. I'm done with a lot of the Kickstarter mindset. I'm done doing variants. I'm done paying someone to color my covers. I'm going to go full in on my style of grayscaling because it's kind of
So
unique.
you essentially had a mind-blowing epiphany when you were at this event.
Oh yeah, it was a complete reset for me. Things have been kind of rough this year, and business-wise and personally, and it was an entire kind of recharge and redirectioning, and now I have a much clear idea of the way I want to go forward, and it's been working out pretty good. I even got I posted on Instagram, not Instagram, but Facebook, and also on X, where anyone who wants to review my work, I'll send you a link with a PDF. And if you want to go over my work, just all I ask is if you review it, if you tear it apart, whatever you feel about it, just let me know so I can see it, because I want feedback where I can make my stuff better. And I had a couple people take me up on the offer, and one did a really great job with a critique, helped me understand some stuff that I thought was weird with it. And yeah, it's I feel a lot better professionally now. I'm moving forward, and I kind of have a better idea which way I'm going, and I'm going to stay away from a lot of the stuff that just it doesn't work for what I'm doing. The variants, the collector bullshit, the doing floppies. I'm all graphic novels, and I'm all self-contained stories now. I want to create stories, and I want to have more to offer and have a better selling point for my fans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure getting that advice from multiple people and kind of thinking about it in your own way to push it into what you're going to do is going to be the way to do it now. Because like going to the events kind of reshapes your mindset personally, but it could be like a different kind of outlook on like, okay, maybe I do need to change up a few things here and there.
Yeah, well, this is a very lonely business, and I've got to meet 6 different people who are doing what I'm doing, and they all had different ideas, and with 3 of them I became good friends, and we sat down multiple nights just talking about comics and how we do it, and how they, and giving each other pointers and ideas and stuff along those lines. So that was, yeah, it was great. I should have been doing this more often a long time ago because, okay, I don't want to go on too long here, but I had a whole circle of friends, and it seemed like all we wanted to talk about was either the drama or weird business stuff. It was really nice talking about actual comics, how you made your pages, how you did your stories, how you format your books. That was I find like one thing I love about coming on here is we talk about comics. We actually go
crazy.
through the stories, we review. We're
That's
not
crazy.
just
We go through
here.
comics. We go through the
I
actual
know,
story. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
we actually go through it. So yeah, it was really nice. And any creators out there, if you get a chance to go out and meet face to face, get into those shows, even if it costs you money, it's worth doing just to have those connections and that networking and meet other people out there who are doing what you're doing. Get away from all this bullshit in the Twitterverse and social media where people are just essentially pissed off at each other 24/7. No, it's nice to be around people who are like-minded and they're doing it. I mean, I imagine it was nice with the meetup, just meeting all these people face to face and
Yeah.
and talking about what's going on and yeah, to me it makes it a lot worth it. I highly recommend it for anyone.
If you brought Sig and Joe to the meetup and told people about it, that person that would buy it. I mean, that's what Vaughn did. Vaughn made connections and just sold people the book. He was selling Phenomenova, just the base variant.
I want to try to make the next meetup. It's going to be a little logistics for me because it's like essentially, I think Vegas is like a 12 to 14 hour drive from where I'm at. So yeah, because I got to go through Oregon, Cali, and then either that way or it's like there's another way to do it where you go through like Utah and shit. But it would take me like 2 days. Like if I'm being nice to myself, it's like sleeping over in a hotel.
I'm pretty sure you don't trust like airports recently based off what happened.
I am not gonna fly ever again. If I can't get there driving, I'm not gonna fucking get there. I don't want to fly anymore. Watching that shit, like doors falling off them and shit, and now they want you to have special IDs to fly domestically. No, I'll drive if I can make it, and I'll drive down. I would like to do it though. I like to go to a meetup.
Hell yeah! So the last thing I'll ask you, man, as we usually do, do you have anything else in the works coming up? You gonna stream this week on TikTok or anything? Your art process?
I'm going to start doing that this weekend. I have a local art show or bazaar kind of craft show where I'll be selling my goods, and then I work Monday and Tuesday, the day job. After that, it's going to be working on streaming more, and I'm going to start coming up with a schedule and the whole deal. And I'm also going to start doing some more stuff to YouTube, or start doing stuff with YouTube. So yeah, it's going to start picking up more. Just keep an eye out for Lunchbox Warren. And as soon as I start doing this stuff, we're still going to be doing this show. So I'll be telling people, giving links and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Just, I tell people this, to get things to where you want them to be at, it just comes with a level of, I don't like to use the word grind sometimes, but just comes with doing it all the time,
Yeah.
Like you'll get to a point, you'll be like, man, I'm really hitting somewhere. And then you'll just want to keep pushing and past that boundary and just keep going further, and that's what I'm going to do with this show, as you guys know, because the goal of the show this year with just the episode number I wanted to hit was 300 for this show. That's going to be coming up very, very soon. And the ultimate goal is hitting 1,000 episodes. I feel like I've been doing this for so long, in 5 years. I've had these reboots for the show. I basically became Marvel Comics and DC Comics. I basically became the thing that I didn't hate. God, the very thing I swore to destroy, I became, honestly. It's crazy how that works, right? Even in small things like that. But yeah, 300 episodes is the goal. Going to try and hit the highest number I can of podcast episodes before the end of the year and see where we're at. Going to try and have more than 500 episodes before the next meetup, because we hit 211 on the meetup week. Just try and see if we can hit past 500 by the next meetup. But yeah, that ultimate goal of hitting 1,000. Oh my God. I'm trying to make sure that's the best episode you guys have ever seen. How many guests I could have on for that? Woo! My God. No. Good Lord. Oh,
You got to hire go-go dancers to dance behind you for the 1,000th show.
God, man. So we're gonna try and get all that done. So, and keep in mind, we'll have game streams come up. We have the Cloud9 podcast coming up. I have to go watch some of the games. I'm still a little bit behind on some of the League of Legends games. I'm gonna try and make sure I catch up with a good amount of them going on this weekend, actually, before we have the show. So yeah, it's good to be back. Nice little 2-day break. It's always good to recharge. My mindset's clear, end goal is clear, and just kind of, get to reaching it. So I do have a one-on-one with someone tomorrow, Saturday, and probably not going to game stream tomorrow. I have to finish watching some of these games. So the MSK show, as you guys know, is not on the weekends, but if I ever do them on the weekends, it'll be like a one-on-one with either someone that I set it up with, and very on occasion, very rarely, we might have one with Savage Dad. Sometimes we have a show on Sunday, but that's very rare. So I wouldn't even count that. Just pretty much when it comes to the MSK show, it runs Monday through Friday. Weekends are iffy. And with having an MSK show, it only is going to happen if it's just a one-on-one with I set up with someone. But if not, you're going to have a game stream, and I'll just be doing the Cloud9 podcast with Mr. Blanks. Actually, have to finish catching up watching the NBA games from the playoffs so far. I'm 2 off right now, and I have to catch up watching the rest of the League of Legends games. So if you only get one stream tomorrow, which is the MSK show episode I have set up, I have to catch up on other things. Can't always stream sometimes because got other things to do. So, yep. For us, next week, Thursday, we'll probably end up reviewing a comic for both episodes. I have to figure out which one we're going to be covering, honestly. So that will come up when it does. And you guys will see us next week. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show.